Okay, good morning. Good morning, there she is. Let's get it going. We're not gonna wait for Sue and Ann. They should be here. Big deep breath. Hold the arms up, get them nice and wide and reach for the ceiling. There's Sue. Now fold halfway down, keep your torso parallel to the floor. You wanna be pulling in the stomach when you're in this position, and then come back up. Reach the arms nice and long. And let's do that again. Hips push back, come down nice and slow. Maybe second time around we go a little deeper, but try not to let your weight shift forward. Come back up and sweep the arms up. And one last time. Remember to hollow out your stomach. We want to try to get the legs nice and straight here so that you feel that nice tug in the back of them. And then come back up, sweep the arms up. Now we're going to take the left arm down and we're going to go up and over to the left side. Try to keep reaching your arm long. And then let's just switch. So I'm not really shifting my hips this first time around, but I will on the second round.
There are serious problems with access to
now
education.
Right.
Serious problems with the education and the justice systems. So can we at least know that the arrival of 1.2 million people into a country that we had 39 million a year ago, and now we're like 40.2 million. That's a big jump. That's a big jump, you know. And so it does require some thought and some planning, but we're not good at that.
And can you mute?
This is apparently the biggest increase since.
There we go. Thank you. Big deep breath. Both arms go up. Now do a nice slow swan dive. Take it all the way down. Hips push back while you start your descent. Let your head go. You're just going to relax here and breathe. Try to completely unweight your upper body. Get some good blood flow to your face. We want to try to keep our legs straight here and our hips back. Now let's take the fingertips and walk them forward as far as you can get them. Out in front so you feel right around your armpits, getting a nice stretch. Keep shifting your hips backwards. Big deep breaths into your ribs. You should feel them expand and contract. Okay, let's totally relax your upper body here. You're here for 3 more breaths. Now let's cross the arms while we take our last few breaths. Now we're going to put the hands down. We're going to walk it out to a plank. Step your feet back. You want them hip width apart. And just hold the shoulders over the wrists. Make sure we haven't dropped our face. So we're going to step the feet into bear. And move your hips backwards a little bit. I want you to feel the calves, your lower calves getting a stretch. You're nice and high on those toes, so the pad of the foot is stretching out. And now from here, take it to a straight leg. Drive your heels down. So they should be able to be on the mat because you're in a smaller dog. And now bring the shoulders back over the wrists, lower the knees again, and this time you're putting them down on the floor. You're going to round your back and do some nice slow motion cat-cows. Again, see if you can explore different angles by shifting the hips forward and then back. You're just looking here for a nice feel-good moment. Now, while you do these cat-cows, it's still important to brace your spine by pulling in the stomach. Okay, now hold your back arching and relax the head. You're just looking at your knees. Try to push away from the floor as much as you can. You're really trying to create space between those shoulder blades. And now, come back to a neutral spine. I just want you to rock the hips back over the heels and then bring them forward, shoulders over wrists. Rock back and come forward. You might feel a little stretch in your quads, depending on how tight they are. Okay, let's come back to the all four position. Make sure you keep a little break in your right elbow. I'm going to have you take your left hand up to your ear and just lift the shoulder up. And then come back to where you started, where your shoulders are square. So you're probably moving 3 or 4 inches up with the shoulder and then back to your starting point. And just do that a few more times while you remember to brace your stomach. Now let's do the same on the other side. Little break in that left elbow as you raise the right side. A few more. Really good for you. Brace that stomach. Work your six-pack muscle the whole 45 minutes. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that? Okay, back to your cat-cows. Maybe 3 or 4 of them. Okay, now from here, come up onto your knees. You're going to bring the arms out in front, and you're just going to shift your hips back a little bit. And now raise the arms and lower. When you lower, you come back to parallel to the floor. Raise and lower. Try to do it with as much control as you can. So nice and smooth, up and down. Now take them up, and now sweep them all the way back and spiral the palms to face outward. And then bring them back where your palms face inward. And keep that going. Nice and steady, lots of control. Do a few more. Take those arms as far up as you can and as far back as you can. Okay, come back to your cat-cows. Last time. Okay, you're on all fours. You're going to step back to a high plank. You're going to bring your left foot forward. So you're in your runner's lunge position with your knee over your ankle. And from here, you're going to take the arms out to the side, lift the palms to face up, and then lift them up. Now let's elevate nice and high on the back foot. Just hold here and enjoy. You're probably feeling it right here in front, this right hip flexor. Now we're going to come all the way back down again. Till your fingertips just touch the mat, and then sweep it back up. When you push yourself back up, you want to be driving through your front heel. And then take it down. And back up. Push through that heel, not the toes. You want to use those hamstrings and glutes here. One more time. Nice. Now you're going to turn and face the right side of your room. So your back foot is on a 45-degree angle. And if I look down at my feet, I've got my heels in the same line. Long arms, big bend in that front leg. Flip your front hand and sweep it up. Hold on this spot. Back leg is nice and straight. Now from here, you're going to spiral your arms. You're going to come back down to that runner's lunge. Step back plank. Now we're going to do a nice, slow lower, and we're going to meet an up dog. So hold your up dog position. I've got my knees down. I'm on the tops of my feet. Just chilling, breathe. And while you hold this pose, drive that belly in. Keep the belly pushing in, take your hips back, tuck your toes under. Go back in slow motion till you've got your hips just over your heels. Nice and slow. And then pull forward. Let's come off the knees into plank and go right to a downward facing dog. Drive your heels to the floor. Straighten out your legs. Just breathe, close your eyes, get lost. Okay, from here, this time we take the right foot forward. Meet me in your runner's lunge. Once you're there, sweep the arms out to the side, pushing through that front heel. Palms face, reach it up, get high on the back foot. And let's take it down nice and slowly. And come back up again. Pressing through that back heel. You should feel this in your glute. Come on back down. Hold up here, enjoy this nice hip flexor stretch. Work those arms as long and straight as you can get them. And now we're going to turn to face the left side of the room. Big bend in your front leg. Open that palm and reach it up. Other hand drops to your back leg. Let's spiral the arms, come all the way down, back into that runner's lunge. You're going to step back into your plank. Do a little hover. Meet me in up dog. Toes tuck under your back in your downward facing dog. Now we're going to pedal our feet. Really giving these calves a good stretch. So as you work one heel down, take advantage of getting up on the toes on the opposite foot. Drive both heels down. Close your eyes, breathe 3 big breaths. Get high on the toes. Float back to plank. Hold your high plank here. Make sure you haven't dropped your face. Now fall into your shoulders and push away from the earth. Fall back down. It's just moving the shoulders. So you sink and you press away. Scapular push up. So you're going nice and slow and in control. You braced your belly. Do a few more. Really important to work your thoracic spine, especially as you age. Okay, let's go to down dog. I think we did that enough. Now let's lift the left leg up, and I want you to open your hip. Lift the foot as high as you can, and then we're going to bend at the knee. Now the focus is lifting the knee. Now we're going to take this knee, bring it forward, and cross it over to your right elbow.
Shoulders also pull over the wrists. Keep the leg bent as you return the knee back up. And let's do that 2 more times. So the leg is staying bent. Pull the shoulders forward, cross it, take it back, lift it. Couple more. Okay, come back to your high plank. Let's do a little hover, go right to up dog. And just hold on this spot and breathe. I've got my knees down, I'm on the tops of my feet. Pressing away from the floor, broad through the shoulders. Pull in the stomach. Tuck the toes under in slow motion. Take your hips back over your heels. Hold on this spot, breathe. Come back to your high plank. Back to your down dog. This time the right leg comes up. Open your right hip. Bend at the knee. Come forward, keep your leg bent. Cross that knee over to your left elbow. Take it back. Do that 3 more times. Make sure when you lift your knee up, you're opening the hip. Last one. Okay, let's put the foot down. Hold your down dog position for 3 breaths. Try to get those legs straight. Now walk your hands back to your feet. We're going to get off of our hands, give them a little break. Meet me in your forward fold at the end of your mat. Just breathe. Each time you exhale out, see if your torso gets a little closer to your legs. Let's take your hands above the knees. You're going to inhale to a flat back. And then unhinge, come all the way up, reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Now from here, keep your arms where they are, hip hinge, so stick your butt back, pull in your stomach. Come into a little bend through your knees. Hold those arms, keep the belly in. Bring your hands down, squat a little bit lower. Now, without moving your hips, I want you to just rotate your shoulders left and then right. Just the shoulder carriage is moving. Legs don't shift, your knees don't move. Now take the arms out and let's do the same thing. Maybe sink a little lower into the squat. Hold the arms out in front, sink a little lower, lift the arms. And back to a full forward fold. Let's cross the arms, unweight the body. Now, inhale, extend to a flat back. Take your feet almost the width of the mat, almost. Open up the toes to the edge of the mat. Keep your spine in extension like you have it. Shift your hips backwards. And now we're going to come into a little squat. You take it as low as you are comfortable, and then go back to a straight leg. And squat again. And back to that straight leg. And keep going. So I'm not rounding my back. When I lower my hips, I'm taking my gaze forward. I'm going to hang as low as I can get and then come back to that straight leg. And you might notice once you've done these 3 or 4 times, you're able to get a little bit more range. This is sort of the position where you'll see little toddlers hanging out in that position. This is a good position to open up your hips. Okay, on this last one, we're going to meet down there. You're going to lift the arms off the floor, get them out in front, nice and long, just hold. To amp it up, you raise the arms up. Now bring the hands back down, come back to that straight leg. Turn your feet so they're facing straight ahead on the edges of the mat. Walk your hands forward and your hips backwards. All 4 limbs are straight. Just breathe. Really expand the rib cage. Take in a lot of air. Now do a full fold, just let your torso hang. Walk your hands all the way forward till you're in a plank. Now drop into those shoulders, push away. 5 times. Nice. Bring your feet together. You're still in your high plank, just breathe here. Lift your hips up 4 inches, and then let the right hip come down to the right. And then lift the butt back up, and let the hip go down to the left. Normally we do this on our forearms, but we're switching it up. Should feel those obliques, your side body getting work. Feet don't move, just the hips. Go up and then over. Nice and slow and in control. Keep your shoulders over the wrists. And let's do a few more. Nice. Put your knees down. You're going to keep your knees hip width apart. You're on the tops of your feet. You're going to sit back on your heels. Let your chest come towards the floor, but let's keep our forehead off the mat. So you're working your neck muscles. Now let's take the forearms and relax them down on the floor. And let's take your forehead and put it down on the floor. Nice. Now come on back up. You're going to kick your feet out to the side, have a seat on your butt, extend the legs to the front corners of your mat. Bring the arms out in front, C-curve the spine, come on down. Nice and slow. And then let's take the arms all the way back behind you. So make sure you're nice and flat on your shoulder blades. You're reaching those arms long. Now make a fist with your hands and then open nice and wide. And just keep repeating that. Nice. Now bring the arms by your side
You're gonna bend both of your legs and we're gonna come into a figure 4 stretch. Now, before you do that, I want you to roll the pelvis up so your lower back is on the floor. Cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And move the right knee forward as much as you can. Now, it's important to keep both of your hips and lower back grounded. So get control of that by activating the six-pack muscle. Now, without using your arms, you're just going to roll off that left foot, try to pull the left knee in towards you. And now while you take that foot and put it back down on the ground, I want you to resist by taking that right leg and pushing it, the foot, into the quad. Keep that activation and repeat it 2 more times. So it's very slow and controlled, coming up and going down because you're creating such a powerful push. Now on this last one, hold it up. Now you can have your arms help you a little bit and see if you can get that left knee in even closer. But we're still pushing the right knee forward. You got to activate. You got to work for this. Okay, now release with your arms. Take them back by your side. Take that left foot back to the floor. Keep your right foot exactly where it is. Open your arms 45 degrees out from your body. You're going to roll over your right hip until your right knee gets to the floor. Once the right quad and knee are on the floor, bring it back up. Now you're creating that push forward with the knee still. Just keep oscillating between up and down. Should feel this over the top part of the right glute. Do a few more. Okay, let's take the right foot back to the floor. Get that low back pressing down. Give me a nice big pelvic tilt. Take your left foot, cross it over your right thigh. Keep the left foot flexed. Now push your left knee forward. As far as you can. Now, without using your arms, pick your right foot up off the floor. Bring the right knee in towards you as you keep pushing your left knee forward. Push the foot into the quad. Try to resist it as you lower back down. And let's do that a few more times. You're going really slowly, at least 3 or 4 counts up, 3 or 4 counts down. Now on this last one, take your hands, help that right knee to get in a little closer. Hold on that spot as you keep pushing the left knee forward, really important. Trying to open up. Get some of that outer hip released. Okay, release the arms, bring them 45 degrees out from the body. You're going to take that left knee this time, lower it towards the floor, and come back up. This is a feel-good moment. You're just riding over that glute. Should feel like a little massage. Now, on this last one, let's all meet with our knees up. Take that left foot to the floor, a little wider than hip width. Low back is still pressing down. You're just going to let both knees this time go to the right. Take that left one, try to drive it down towards the floor. You're going to take your left arm all the way back behind you. Big side body stretch. Just breathe. Spread those fingers wide, reach for the back of your room. Okay, let's bring that arm back. Bring your knees back up. Take them down to the left. Feet don't change position. Drive the right knee towards the floor. And let's take this right arm directly back behind us. Reach. Keep driving the right knee down and keep reaching for the back of your room as you breathe. 3 more big breaths. Okay, take the arm back, bring your knees back up. You're going to extend both legs all the way down along the floor. I want you to point your toes. Take your arms, both of them, all the way back behind you. Make a fist. And now keep just rotating your fist. Rotate them out and then rotate them in. Also known as flossing. Keep going. Now, as you keep rotating, start to bring them up slowly as you rotate in and out your fist. You're going to take them all the way down until they're by your side while you keep rotating. Work your full range. And now once they're on the floor, make sure you're nice and flat on the shoulder blades. You're going to bring your left knee up and into the chest. The right leg stays down. Now let's take hold of your calf muscle and let's come into a straight leg on that left side. You can use your hands to help move the foot further backwards, but let's really drive the heel up and back. And then relax that leg, take it all the way back down. Let's do the same with the right. Right knee pulls in. Nice and close to the chest. Let's take hold of the back of the calf, straighten the leg. Heel pushes out and back. Bring that knee back into the chest. Let the other knee join in. So you got both knees. You're giving yourself a big hug. Let's make a little circle with your, you should massage your lower back. Go the opposite way. Now rock and roll back up. You're going to take your legs, open them nice and wide as you can get them. Flex your feet. I want you to sit up nice and tall. Walk your hands forward as you maintain length through your spine. Now, when you feel a big tug in those inner thighs, that would be a good place to stop and just sort of hang out here. Think about rolling the pelvis forward to intensify it. So my spine is long, my arms are long. Now I'm going to inch them a little more forward slowly. Take your toes, try to turn them towards the back of the room. It's more of an activation than a big movement. Just hold on this spot. And now you're going to lower the forearms to the floor and the head. Just round your back. Now see if you can take your elbows and move them a little more forward.
Okay, come off the elbows. See if you can inch your hands a little more forward. Now your spine is long. Getting a nice little stretch through your lats. Now take baby steps and walk your hands back up. Bring your feet together and shake them out. Okay, open your feet to the width of the mat. Take your right foot, slide it up and in towards your left inner thigh. Let's take this right knee, push it down towards the floor, walk it forward. You're going to go into spinal flexion right away on this stretch. So rounding your thoracic spine, relaxing your head, forearms are down, just breathe. Okay, walk it back up, switch sides. Left foot comes in, start out sitting really tall and then work that knee down towards the floor and then start to walk it out. You can round your back right away. Okay, let's come on back up. Take both legs out. Now this time I'm going to have you cross your right ankle over the left. You can use a towel around your feet if you like, or just fold down. See if you can clasp your fingers around the bottoms of your feet, trying to get at your IT band on that right leg. So you can wiggle around, explore, maybe tilt one shoulder up. You have to get creative to find the perfect spot and enjoy it. Maybe you can lower the elbows towards the floor a little more. Okay, walk your hands back up your legs, uncross the right leg, and switch. Left foot crosses over right. So I have my heels a little bit to the right of my left hip. You line up, like I said, it's all about exploring and what range of motion you have or what feels good. So either with a towel around the bottoms of your feet or you're clasping your hands, rounding the thoracic spine, letting your head be nice and chill. Once you got all that going on, it's all about breathing. See if you can get those elbows a tiny bit closer to the floor. Okay, let's walk the hands back up. Uncross the feet. You're going to bring your feet up towards your butt. Come up onto your toes. We have one more stretch to do before we sign off. So right now you're nice and high on the toes. We're going to meet in a full fold. And while you're down here, I want you to step your right leg back. So now you've got your vision to check out the positioning of your feet. Both legs are straight. You're going right into a pyramid stretch here. So I've got my hands, fingertips only, They're out in front, so I'm getting a good stretch through my lats. And I got both my legs straight with my heels down. My head's just chilling. Got about hip width distance between my feet, so I feel stable. So to amp this up, I want you to lift your fingertips off the floor, just hover them. Big activation for that front leg. They're still out in front, the hands. Put the fingers back down. Bend your front leg. Step your right foot in. Switch sides. Your hips stay nice and square. If you're not feeling those lats or your upper side body, walk your fingertips out a little farther. Both legs are straight. Fingertips off the floor. Hold it. Put them back down. Step your back foot in as you bend your front leg. Now come back to a straight leg, bring your feet together. Fold over your legs. Fold the arms and see how well you do balancing with your feet together. Equal weight in both feet, let your head go. Another balance challenge coming up. I want you to take your palms to your heart. So hands are right by your chest. You're going to unhinge with a long spine and come up slowly. Ah, there you are. We're going to do the same thing going down. Nice and slow. Hips push back. Now pay attention to what's going on in your feet. I want equal weight in both feet. Come down nice and slow. Let your head go. You're looking through your knees. Come back up again. So you're pushing between the pad and heel of both feet to get yourself back up. We're going to do this one more time, nice and slow. Hips push back. Now, if you need help with balance, you open out your arms to the side. Having them at your heart is a more challenging position. Once you're down, just let the head go so you're not hurting your neck. Hold on this spot. Come back up slowly. Nice. Now we're going to open the feet hip width. Take a nice big deep breath. Reach your arms up. Try to get the ceiling. Try to touch. Just think of how we find ourselves when we're driving and when we're sitting in a chair or on a stool. So this is a great opportunity to just bring length, create space between the vertebrae. And relax. I thank you so much for your power and strength. Have an awesome day. Thank you all for being here. I hope you feel fabulous.
Hello.
Hello. How are you all?